So what is there to say? The Hammer Paladin, of course I had to try this one after I did the last budget video. Along with the Hammer Paladin I also had to try out a Javazon, and they were both extremely good. And the fun thing is I'm actually using even more budget gear on these two than the last free builds that I showed off. So let's explain the Hammer Paladin first. Now this is pretty simple. It has like insane survival even at a budget level because of max block, decent armor, etc. And it also has really high damage with no need for like plus killers to really boost it to 5k or whatever I'm getting at. And another thing I also noted is that the concentration aura actually does a lot of damage for the mercenary. So his damage is, let's see, it's 1.8 in town, right? And let's just jump here to like Coldplay just to see the difference. It's just, yeah, it's 5.1k damage with an insight in a cryptic axe. That's not even ethereal. No wonder I thought that the mercenary was surviving really well with insight. So now I'm actually able to get, the mana battery that everyone talks about. Everyone wants to have the insight on like a sorceress at a low gear level, but it just never worked out for me in the last video because it kept dying. But with the boost from the concentration aura, my mercenary even survives really well. But let's take a look at the stats first. So I went with a bit of a weird strength thing just because the items that I import are a little bit higher on strength requirements. But you can pretty much just run with like 55 strength, so you can kind of plan ahead for a mage plate enigma or something like that. So like really no points into strength, just enough for max block. You could maybe perhaps argue that you don't want to run without max block. I just kind of preferred, I was a little off now because I switched some items around. But you can see here that you don't have to put that many points into dexterity even at a low amount of holy shield to get max block. So again, another really insane thing that we are able to get max block really easily. And then the rest of the points into vitality. I mean, this is just, you get 1,000 life, you have max block, you have decent resistance, all that kind of stuff. It's just so strong. And let's see, anything else? Yeah, I have 3,000 defense, which is also quite a bit. In all kind of like more budget normal gear, without maybe an Archon plate or bone visage, you would probably only be at like 2,000 defense, but it's still just fine. And so at the start of the video I mentioned I'm actually using worse items than I did on the last 3 builds that I showed, and that is kind of true, so I'm just gonna show them now. These I just bought at a vendor because they had fire resist and I felt like that was a good thing. And this I also just gambled. This one was also just bought at a vendor. This one I also gambled, and then these are just kind of like for 40% faster one walk. I really like Sandra's boots just because of the 1 speed. Anything other fun? Yeah, I'm still using Law. I also went with Smoke just because of the plus 50 to all resist and like faster hit recovery. But you can also just go with Stealth. A lot of people really like Stealth because of the faster one walk. It also can maybe help on the faster cast rate if you reach a new breakpoint and so forth. But I just like to use Smoke. And then I also just gambled the amulet, and now comes the crowning piece, the only thing that kind of makes this work so well. I just used 2 spirits. You can of course go with a spirit that is not in like a sacred charge with some resistance on it. In my case I have plus 11 to all resist on this particular base, which of course helps a lot. But you can get up to plus 45 resist on bases. But I still felt like getting a plus 11 was like it's not too hard to get such a base, but you can of course get even easier shield bases for a spirit rune void. And then also just a spirit here. Again, both of the stats are also nerfed a little bit, so they're not really that perfect stats and whatnot. But still, even like bad spirits are just gonna make this so powerful. I can also just quickly show the skills before we move on with a chaos run. Pretty standard, just getting like synergies to Hammer. One thing that's kind of fun at this gear level is that I'm using Redemption Aura a lot. I didn't really bother using that before, but it's kind of like a nice thing to kind of like get life back. You don't really need it for the mana that much, but the life is pretty good. Yeah, really simple. Anything else? Yeah, you can actually utilize Holy Bolt a little bit to heal your mercenary at this gear level and whatnot. It can be fun enough to experiment with that. But yeah, very standard Hammer Paladin build. I mean, just take a look at this pack here. It absolutely melts. Sure, it hurts a lot on my life and I have to be a little careful, but I'll just drink some mana life potion and then it's fine. If I had a little more life, maybe a call to arms or something, it would be extremely easy actually. So of course at this gear level you are gonna die pretty easily. So I found kind of like my way to play the hammer paladin is just kind of like sidestep back and let the hammer swing around in the air a bit. You can't really tank, you know, breaths from like a venom lord there. You're just gonna drop too much and you're gonna be spending a lot of, you know, health potions going back to town and whatnot. So kind of just being a little bit careful, perhaps doing the, you know, the stop thing. So you're kind of just spinning hammers in the air and it's kind of like stepping back, perhaps trying to make the mercenary tank a little bit. That's really the way to kind of play at this gear level, because again, if we had 2000 life, I wouldn't stress too much. But when we only have, you know, 1000 health, we have to be a little careful. But the damage is there. You know, the hammers, as soon as they connect, they're just gonna die instantly at +1, and that is just, you know, an amazing difference compared to the other 3 builds. Like, take a look at these venom lords here. If I can just get a little close, can be a little bit hard. You know, it's just gonna drop. I have to be careful, but that's the only thing really. Let's see the damage against this first pack here. Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna drop. I didn't even use a potion to clear this pack. Well, not that this Stormcasters hurts much either, but it's just nice to see. Let's take a look at this guy here. Magic resistant, no problem. It's just gonna die. It's fun. So let's see if I can do the Lord Disease pack without the mercenary up. I didn't really want to go back and pick him up all the time because he died. And yeah, we just have to be careful. I think I'm gonna run around and kind of just kite them. Didn't even get to do that. They really do run a little too fast for my liking. Let's see if I can maybe kite them a little bit around or something. Oh, they hurt a lot. Yeah, I have to try and kite them or something. Now they just lock me into a corner. I need faster hit recovery to make that work. Oh well, let's try with the mercenary up. It's still dangerous because they hurt so much, those Doom Knights, but let's just see if we can't manage to spin a few hammers out while he's tanking. One of them of course doesn't stay to the mercenary. There you go. Yeah, it's just super nice to see that as soon as I get the mercenary up, he can kind of tank, aggro them, and I can just kind of start spinning my hammers. Let's see, damsel of disease. If he could stop running. Yeah, it's just gonna melt as soon as we both connect. And so let's take a look at the last seal. Should be easy enough. I don't really get them to run too fast towards me. Yeah, they kind of just, you know, it's a few at a time. Okay, the mercenary actually died there. That's not nice. Gonna have to... Oh, nope. My hammers just finished them up as they were running towards me to finish me off. It's just funny, as soon as you get a few hammers spinning around in the air, you can kind of just sidestep back and let the hammers do their work. It's really, really strong for melee killing, even if they do also kill me very fast. And so let's take a look at Diablo. Should be very fast, this one. Yeah, it's by far the fastest kill of all the 3 builds. So yeah, that was the Hammer Paladin. Let's take a look at the Charge Strike, Fury Lightning, Javazon, whatever you want to call it. I believe it's gonna perform, you know, better on some packs. And I would also note, I'm gonna talk a little about, it's really good for cow runs in hell and that sort of content. But yeah, let's move on with the next build. So let's take a look at the Javazon, starting off here with an easy pack. Lightning Fury is mana intensive, and that has been like the main issue. How can I make that work out? I went and chose Insight as well, so this means that the mercenary is now only at 2.7k damage. It's gonna die pretty easily, but at least the mana issues have been solved. Another issue, another way you can also solve mana issues by using something like a lore, which has 2 to mana after each kill. You can also use a 3-socketed helm with tier runes in them, so that's 6 mana after each kill. There are of course other items and so forth that you can kind of solve that. But yeah, the mana issues are pretty bad, especially at the gear level, cause, well, you know how Javazon works. But let's test the damage. So this is of course easy, these are just lightning immunes. I mean, this is pretty easy when we are just dealing with lightning or non-lightning immune mobs, but of course it's gonna get harder on other types of content. But before we try it out in the carrot run, let's just go over the stats and the gear. So again, enough strength just for gear, and then rest of the points into vitality. I went with a bit of energies because I felt like 180 mana was not enough. I wanted to get a little bit higher base mana just to be able to throw a few more lightning furies and whatnot. My resistance is also fairly well, especially I like the lightning resistance because there's something about like souls and lightning mobs in general, elemental damage stuff that really kills me. An insanely good item for like a budget Javazon would be Thunder Gods, just to kind of absorb lightning damage, because I really have an issue with killing souls in this game. For obvious reason, they are lightning immune and all that stuff, but really elemental damage does hurt a lot. Another thing I should also mention is that I actually set the levels to 75, both the Javazon and the paladin. The other ones in the last video was 81, so they are even weaker. And in terms of weakness compared to those two, again, I'm also using shopped gear that I just bought on the vendor and Sanders boots. Like, these items are just so shit. Pretty good roll on this one. I believe I gambled this one, and yeah, this one was also gambled. This one I bought at a vendor. I think I gambled that one as well, and this one I just made for myself as like an example. +2 javelin and spear skills are definitely easy enough to shop for in Act 5 Hell at Anya or something like that. But +3 I felt like that was okay to kind of like splurge a little bit. But of course, if you feel like that's a little too high, for a budget, do tell so, because I try to make all the items kind of budget. That's the main idea. And then of course I'm also using smoke again for the all resistance. I love this armor. It's really starting to grow on me. Faster hit recovery, +50 light, all resist. It's just really strong. And then also using rhyme again. Just really great for the cannot be frozen and the all resist. Even utilizing a little bit of a regen mana and so forth. Law again. Really great stats. And then the weapon is kind of fun. Now, I got some examples here in my inventory, so we'll just go quickly over it. Most people probably know about this, but you can shop these items in Act 5, and they come in 3 different sizes. So it's gonna be thin, compact, and I think the last one was like huge something. This is just compact throwing spear, so that means the quantity is over 100 or whatever. And then it also has increased stack size, so I can throw a lot of spears out before it starts depleting, so I don't have to go back to town that much. Then I also have some other examples of the shopped weapons, like this one with mana leech on it, life leech on it, fools, increased stack size here with a fin. And this one was, this is also just 5 mana after each kill. It can be pretty fun as well, because the fun thing is with this mana after each kill, if you're farming like cows or nightmares, something like that, you can actually sustain your mana with kills if you're able to really do a lot of power kills just in a complete row. And hell, you're not really able to sustain your mana with mana after each kill that easily, but it's still doable to kind of not spend that many mana potions. But again, you can also just use the insight, which I went with. And skills is also just really simple. 1 point into everything, and then I just go up to pierce how high you want it. I went with a 79. I felt like that was plenty. Nothing into bow and crossbow skills. And then I went with just standard lightning Javazon, maxing lightning bolt as the last skill. But yeah, lightning immunes are a problem. You can see I'm just spamming these stranglers, and they're barely, they're not really able to kill them at all. So I'm gonna have to rely on the mercenary to kind of kill lightning immunes. If it feels to comment, if you kind of know a way to maybe do this, I can of course, with a better spear that does more damage than this shopped one, I can of course start using jab with a decent spear that I maybe find like hell cow runs or something like that. Because right now my physical damage is very low with jab. But let's start the run. It's gonna be a bit hard for lightning immunes. Also again because the mercenary is pretty weak now, that doesn't really have a lot of damage going for it. But yeah, we'll see how I can handle these stranglers and what else gonna come my way. Let's take a look at the damage on this storm sludge. I mean, it just dies, it really does die. But the problem is just these stranglers. It's gonna be a very slow run because of all the lightning immunes. So I really have no idea how to kill this pack-in anyway. It's just unfortunate that there are so many lightning immunes in the game. Obviously there are probably gonna be more fire cold immunes or whatever, but still, this is just torture to kill. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually clear this pack, but let's see. Maybe I can try to do a bit of a decoy thing or something and then just kind of kill them once at a time or something. I'm not really sure how I can, yeah, progress. Maybe I could control my Merc or something a little bit more. Run already. Stop fighting. Yeah, there you go. So I can kind of try a one-on-one. So yeah, that took a lot of kiting. Was a bit slow, but it's not the worst. The mercenary is able to kind of kill lightning immunes for me, but it's still just really clunky. So let's try load the 6-pack. Should be pretty easy. If I could just not run out of spears at the moment I want to do the pull. Didn't notice that. Oh man, the Merc just rip it. Sorry for that. But yeah, you see this pack here, you know, when I don't have to deal with lightning immunes and I can kind of just kite and, you know, maybe get a little tank going on the Merc or something, it's really easy to clear these packs. So the last pack should be no problem. Well, let's see. It at least went fast on the Hammer Paladin. Okay, they are... Ah, man, he's lightning immune. Of course he's lightning immune. Oh, rip. Well, that sucks. I should have seen him, he was lightning immune. So let's just try and see if I can maybe get to my corpse, because I can't really do anything without a spear in my hand. Perhaps I could use one in my inventory to just kind of cheat a little bit, but okay. It hurts so much getting striking by elemental damage with no resistance. But yeah, I don't really know if the Merc can solo an Infector. He kinda needs to be able to solo him. Oh, it just made 2. Oh, this is gonna take a little bit of a while to kill. So finally it's down. That took a long time. But let's try out Diablo then. So I'm just gonna use a lifesteal spear on him, and yeah, charge strike's not gonna do that much damage I think, but maybe it's gonna be faster than Paladin. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually slower than the Hammer Paladin. It doesn't really surprise me, but still it's pretty insane the damage that yeah, Max have to run out now, and the Merc also died. I mean, the Hammer Paladin is just, the single target is enormous on that dude. Let's try again. Oh, I have to run out there. Really, I mean, I'm just gonna die so fast on this shit here. I hate being grilled. There you go. Now let's try again. I mean, the damage is definitely there on Charge Strike, but it's just way less than even the Hammer Paladin. This was really an experience. You know, if I could remove either problem, either the Merc has to live better so I can kind of tank for him and deal with lightning immunes better, or lightning immunes just has to completely be gone. One of those has to be removed, or the Javazon can be better than the Hammer Paladin. At least I can, you know, be kiting around. I can kind of throw things at a faraway range, so I'm more safe on a Javazon than a Hammer Paladin. But I just have to deal with some other unfortunate mechanics that the Paladin never has to deal with. So that was a fun look into the best budget builds in Diablo 2. Now, of course, if you're, you know, doing kind of budget gear and budget builds and so forth, you're probably also gonna do specific areas. The Javazon here in this gear could probably easily solo Chaos, Hell, cow runs, stuff like that. You know, you have to be a little more specific. I wanted to try and clear Chaos on each of them, and it's definitely very hard on some builds and more easy on others. Whereas I think something like the Hammer Paladin could maybe struggle in some areas where the others would be better at, and so on. Still, the Hammer Paladin, damn, it's just so strong, you know, it has a little bit of everything. And if it just had, you know, 2000 life or something, then it would really be good. It's still struggling with the survival at that gear level, but once you get, you know, the good stuff on it, it's just gonna be so much tanky. Yeah. It's fun to take a look at Chaos Run and all that stuff, but again, of course, it's not really what you're gonna be using the builds for initially anyways. Because, yeah, This Javazon here is just so shitty on Charisma overall, but it's really strong in all the areas. I think the Mercenary died at least 10 times trying to clear Charisma now. Had to cut out a lot of areas where I just, kept dying, or the Mercenary died, whatever. It's really, really slow. But yeah, it's a fun look anyways to kind of, push the, the extremes, the builds really far, how fast you can kind of, push every build in this low gear. Cause I'm getting surprised. All the gear here is just bought on a vendor pretty much, and a few together 2 or 3 rune rods. It's fun to see, just getting to hell, and you're already starting to kind of flesh out a build, how good they might become later. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and have a good one.